E equals mc squared, an equation that changed the world. It tells us that mass and energy are interchangeable, that a tiny amount of matter can unleash an astronomical amount of energy. In other words, it's the science behind everything from nuclear power to the Big Bang. And the man behind it? Well, we all know his name. Albert Einstein, a name synonymous with genius. His ideas reshaped our fundamental understanding of the universe. His hair, iconically untamed. Albert, the do is fabulous.
I agree.
Albert went on to win a Nobel Prize. One man, one mind, etched into the very bedrock of scientific history. But actually, there was a woman working alongside him during his breakthroughs. He often referred to our work and our theories in his own letters. Her name was Mileva Marić. She was a brilliant mathematician and physicist, and Albert's first wife. The evidence overwhelmingly suggests she and Albert worked together to develop almost all his early work, published under his name, including the theories of special and general relativity. Our lesson today presents the evidence that's actually out there, what's been uncovered, what's still debated, about the woman whose brilliance is also worthy of the history books, or at least of recognition. The year is 1875. Mileva Marić was born in what was then the Austro-Hungarian Empire, which is now Serbia. Her brilliant mind set her apart at an early age. While most girls were learning domestic skills, Mileva was all about math and science. Thanks to her forward-thinking father, she was allowed to attend physics lectures, an opportunity rarely extended to girls. But women were only allowed to progress so far in the classrooms in the town she was from, so her family sent her to Switzerland to continue her studies. Fast forward to 1896. Mileva, her intellect so renowned, was the only woman admitted to Zurich's prestigious Swiss Polytechnic Institute for Physics. And it was there that she met Albert. For reference, Albert was initially denied and had to take the entrance exam twice. Mileva and Albert were two of only 5 students in the physics department, and they quickly became inseparable. Her meticulous mind complemented his creative one, creating a partnership grounded in curiosity and respect. Of the letters they exchanged while in school, many have been preserved. And they tell a story of 2 classmates in love, spending hundreds of hours together theorizing and poring over equations. Albert was known to skip class, borrow Mileva's notes, and according to multiple sources, reportedly said, quote, "I need my wife. She solves for me all my mathematical problems." By 1900, Mileva was acing most of her coursework, often outscoring all 4 of the other students in the physics cohort, even Albert. But when it came to the final oral exam in 1901, she failed. The male-dominated faculty gave her a low score, while Albert and the 4 other men passed easily. While we may never know what exactly happened during those final exams, a failure was inconsistent with her other grades. And ultimately, she never received her degree because of that failure. Early manuscripts of Albert's papers were initially signed Einstein Marić, Mileva's Hungarian surname. But in later publications of the same papers, her name was edited out. What's more, in one letter written between 1900 and 1901, while they were still in school, Albert wrote to Mileva, quote, "How happy and proud I will be when the 2 of us together will have brought our work on relative motion to a victorious conclusion. Then came 1905, Albert's so-called miracle year, when he published 5 groundbreaking papers, including the theory of special relativity and the iconic equation E=mc². Mileva and Albert married in 1903, 2 years before the miracle year. They had 2 sons. But while his fame rose globally, hers was eclipsed. Albert began an affair with his cousin, and the marriage deteriorated. They separated in 1914. During the divorce negotiations, Albert promised Mileva a monetary award from any future Nobel Prize he might win. It was an unusual clause for a divorce settlement, sparking widespread speculation. Why would Albert promise a prize he hadn't won yet, unless he knew her contribution helped him earn it? By 1919, Mileva and Albert were divorced. Just before he finally received a Nobel Prize in physics in 1921, as promised, Albert did give Mileva the Nobel Prize earnings for her and their children. Yet, when Mileva considered revealing her role in this work, Albert wrote her a chilling letter on October 24th, 1925. "You made me laugh when you started threatening me with your recollections. Have you ever considered, even just for a second, that nobody would ever pay attention when someone is completely insignificant? There is nothing else to say to this person but remain modest and silent. This is what I advise you to do." Mileva stayed in Switzerland. She had constant financial difficulties, giving private tutoring sessions to make ends meet while taking care of their sons, one of whom struggled with lifelong illness. She died in 1948. Her contributions almost completely erased from history. Erased until 1987, 39 years later, when the world glimpsed the truth. Long-hidden letters and memories from Albert, Mileva, and their university classmates were published by Albert and Mileva's own son. These documents showed how Mileva's insights were woven into the foundation of Albert's work throughout the entirety of his early career until their divorce. So many letters and first-hand accounts included moments where Albert himself acknowledged her role, calling their work a partnership. And yet, by Albert's own hand and the history books, her role was softened, eventually a mere footnote. To this day, scholars continue to argue about whether or not, or to what extent, Mileva Marić contributed to Albert's work, especially regarding the theory of relativity. But what we do know is this: Mileva Marić was a pioneer. Her story is a testament to the countless brilliant minds whose work was buried in the shadows of others' fame. Behind the man history remembers as the greatest intellect of all time, there was a woman. So next time someone calls Einstein the icon of genius, remember, there was also Mileva, the woman behind the math, his equal in thought, his partner in discovery. A name that must be remembered. Thank you, Mileva, for your brilliance, your resilience, and for forever changing how we understand the universe. Here at Actually History, we're seeing history through a new lens and giving credit where it's actually due. Most of our stories are based on this book, and she co-wrote it. This is, to her credit, Historic Achievements and the Women Who Actually Made Them Happen by Caitlin Colmo and Emily McDermott. We kindly ask, if you're interested in our mission, hit like, subscribe, and stick around. More stories to come. Class is in session.